the Maria Holder Diabetes Center.
Sugary drinks spike your blood sugar faster than anything else. Water is your best friend.
If you are diabetic or pre-diabetic and you need diabetic services, but you need to make your dollar stretch no further than the Maria Holder Diabetes Center. For vascular, podiatry and diabetic eye screening services or consultations with diabetes doctors and nurses, call 417-0305 today. The Maria Holder Diabetes Center, located in Warren, St. Michael. They can save your life and save you money. But members get 10% off.
A jubilant good afternoon, Q family. It's time to jubilantly get around your radio for 15 diabetic-friendly minutes, all with the compliments of the Barbados Diabetes Foundation, the Barbados Diabetic Eye Screening Program, and the Maria Holder Diabetes Center. Peter Boyce here, and you listening to QFM should be feeling jubilant not only today and because tomorrow is Q Day, but for the entire month as we celebrate independence. And do you know how many years of independence Barbados is celebrating this year?
I know, 59 years.
That's right, Barbados is celebrating 59 years of independence, and we've been enjoying all the Bajan music that we've been hearing on QFM, and we got a Bajan song coming up later in this show too. Take it light. Another big reason to be jubilant is November is also Diabetes Awareness Month, and the theme for this year is dedicated to raising awareness, promoting prevention, and supporting people living with diabetes, which are also the prime objectives of the Maria Holder Diabetes Center, located in Warren, St. Michael, behind Eunice Gibson Polyclinic, just past where the vendors will be selling sweet potatoes and tea. You know where that is? That's where you'll find the Diabetes Center.
Contact the Barbados Diabetic Eye Screening Program today at 243-ICE, 243-3937.
Question: did you go to that big event that happened on Sunday? The Diabetes Foundation, the Maria Holder Diabetes Center, and the Diabetes and Hypertension Association of Barbados would like to thank COB and all the sponsors of the Know Your Numbers Walk, Ride, Run, and Skate event which took place on Sunday. And if you were one of those wonderful people who came out and participated, thanks to you. And in case you missed it, and you might be wondering,
I would like to know what else can be happening for Diabetes Month that I could participate in.
We go to Marketing Assistant Hillary Ford.
In the month of November, we make ourselves an extremely busy bee as an organization. Thursday, we'll be at BARP's headquarters in Hastings. That will be every Thursday between the hours of 9 to 2. We'll be offering diabetes screening, diabetic foot screening, and eye screening services. So if anybody is on their way to BARP, they could come in, they could walk in, or they can book an appointment to be seen on time. Every Thursday in November, we will be at BARP. This is the third year we'll be doing it actually. So those who know. We're also going to be participating in the Nations Fanathlon, and that is November 23rd. We will also be in Golden Square November 15th with Republic Bank. So we make ourselves very visible to the community in November.
Thank you, Hillary. So you over there listening to QFM here, Hillary, right? Every Thursday in November, the Diabetes Foundation is at BARP office in Hastings doing health checks from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. so you can pass by before you go down to queue in the community. And this Saturday, November the 15th, the Diabetes Foundation will be in Golden Square, Bridgetown. So if you're in town shopping, you can pass by, or if you're at home, it's worth leaving home to come and attend. I look forward to seeing you there.
The Maria Holder Diabetes Center.
There's Alfonso here. Good afternoon to everybody out here in QFM. As is Independence, I have a question about beers for a dietitian with the Maria Holder Diabetes Center, Victoria Cox. Cause I like beers bad. And what is more Bajan than a bake? I would like to know from Victoria Cox if it's alright to eat bakes or how you can make a healthier bake. Thank you very much.
So when I get the question of how can we make something like Bajan bakes a little bit healthier, it's difficult to answer because bakes are one of those foods that I find difficult to quote unquote healthify while maintaining the essence of what the food is and what someone might enjoy about it. Because the reality is bakes offer very little nutritional value in the sense that, the main ingredients are typically flour and sugar, which means that they are very common culprits for spiking blood sugar in those persons living with diabetes. And of course, on top of that, they are fried, making them high calorie, higher in fat, so just not an ideal food for most of us. But they are something that people enjoy as is, and I think, well, how could we make this healthier? You could reduce the sugar, you could maybe use a whole wheat flour, but it's still not really offering much valuable nutrition. If you don't fry it, it basically turns into something completely different. So, for those who are creative, by all means, you can play around with making it a little bit healthier. But my suggestions are ultimately going to be, if you are going to eat baked, still try to have them as part of a balanced meal. So include some protein, for example, at that meal. So if breakfast, you could pair it with some eggs, for example, and you could even top it off and get some fiber in there by balancing out with a little veg. So have some, cucumber and tomato on the side, along with the eggs and your bakes. Keep the portions small, and you just try not to have them all that often in the grand scheme of things. So, reducing the frequency of those foods that maybe we enjoy and that are difficult to make any healthier. It's not always about completely depriving yourself, but less often can be the answer.
Thank you, Victoria, for that bakes advice. Hear that, you people? Eat less bakes. As we move on to our next segment, manager Mr. Dwight Edgell was recently on Morning Barbados for Diabetes Awareness Month. And in case you missed it, here is Dwight, starting with some history on the Maria Holder Diabetes Center.
The foundation was conceptualized in 2007, actually, and that was the dream of the late Dr. Oscar Jordan, Miss Simone McConney, and Dr. Carol Goddard. And what they recognized from dealing with persons with diabetes, living with diabetes, as we like to say, is that there was no one place to offer total coverage for medical services for those persons. And out of that grew this whole idea. And then it was facilitated with a building given by the Maria Holder Memorial Trust with their parent company, Medicor Foundation, out of Liechtenstein. And the building that you see on Warrens was donated by them to the tune of roughly $8 to $9 million. And then we got in partnership with the government of Barbados, where they have a government referral program for the polyclinic system. So it's a tripartite arrangement where the Diabetes Center provides the clinical staff and the services. Maria Holder Memorial Trust, they have given the building, and the government has given the fees. They pay us the fees to provide those services. So a lot of Barbadians don't know that the government has a dedicated plan to ensure that Barbadians who are screened within the polyclinic system have an early process to manage their diabetes. We do so many things in our space which are not easily affordable for most Barbadians in the private arena. And of course, what we do is we take a lot of pressure off the government system, the public system, because at our center, anyone who's diagnosed and referred to us, they go through a panoply of services. We have a diabetes specialist nurse who already is a doctor in nurse form. We have a diabetes specialist doctor, and we do have other attending physicians in that area. We have a dedicated dietitian, and then we also have a podiatric department, and recently we've complemented those services by offering a vascular screening service, a retinal screening service, and we have even gone in more so into ophthalmology. But that's what we do there, and what we try to do, we can't prevent diabetes at the clinic, but on the other hand, we have an aggressive educational campaign for our clinicians in Barbados where we offer CMEs, and we also have our Instagram pages and those things. One of the things that this show I want to get out to Barbadians there is that people must avail themselves of the services at the Diabetes Center. It is crazy that in a country where you can go and have free services provided by government, this is two different administrations that have catered to this, and people are not accessing that. And one of the things that Bajans love is freeness. That's our clarion call, and they're not taking that up. Diabetes has no real correlation, well, a bit, but not at any social strata. And I think the doctor could confirm this, that we recognize people of all descriptions do come. And I think the doctor, I try to steal the scientific realm, but there's a preponderance of chance that once you're black in Barbados, and you will be predisposed to becoming diabetic. It is not for all of us, but that is something that we have to be aware of. As you said early, we all know someone who's diabetic, and that's not coincidental. Early detection is better than being late. And more importantly, advise our younger people to encourage the older ones to deal with their situation as early as possible. Once you get in your 30s, 40s, you should be looking to make sure that whether you're diabetic, and you see these beautiful young ladies here who offer services, we are so far advanced compared to a lot of places in the world with managing diabetes. And it's a sin not to really take it up. And one of the things that we are trying to do now, we are trying to get our young people, and through Hillary's efforts, we are in conjunction with the Church of Latter-day Saints and Newport, where we have introduced a lot of water cooling stations within the schools. And we are trying the bottom-up approach to changing things that our young people will be hearing the information that we older folks don't want to hear, and trying to change themselves and change their parents by so doing. It is a fight, but it is a fight worth having.
Thanks, Dwight. So all you people listening to QFM, it's time for you to get up and see what's going on and head to the Diabetes Center located in Warren, St. Michael as we go into our Q Song of the Day, celebrating Diabetes Awareness Month and Independence with our own Bajan Drayden Stew with this spooge selection. People get up. Compliments, the Maria Holder Diabetes Center.
You better get up. See what's going on. You better get up. See what's going on. People wait up. See what's going on. This world ain't gonna last too long.
The Maria Holder Diabetes Center.
I'm tired of seeing so much people dying each and every day. Tired of hearing so much people suffering. Want someone send a solution? Want that to help the situation? You better get up. Oh, see what's going on.
The Maria Holder Diabetes Center.
Better get up. See what's going on. People wake up. See what's going on. You better get up. See what's going on. This world ain't gonna last too long. This is not the way. Oh, God planned it. I said it's man who started it. So why can't we come together? We are sons of one father. You better get up. Oh.
Book your vascular or ABI screening test today by calling the Maria Holder Diabetes Center 243-3937.
We now go to a lady who has experienced the Barbados Eye Screening Program.
Well, I found the service is very good, and I would advise anyone who is a diabetic, give it a try because it definitely do work. Once you follow the plan and you follow what you're supposed to do, yes, it can improve your eyesight, and yes, it do work. But they didn't only just stop there. I had a nutritionist that taught me the right way to eat, and there was a chart that was given for me to follow so I wouldn't get off track or go astray and do my own thing.
If you are diabetic or pre-diabetic and listening to QFM right now, in 2025, Q stands for Quality Health Services at lower prices, which is what you will find at the Maria Holder Diabetes Center located in Warren, St. Michael. If you are looking for diabetic eye screening, vascular screening, podiatry, or nutritional advice, call 243-3937 or 417-0305 and make an appointment today. Don't miss next week when we will be dealing with more diabetic issues. Same Q time, same Q station. Compliments, the Maria Holder Diabetes Center, the Barbados Diabetic Eye Screening Program, and the Barbados Community Foundation.
If you or your loved one is impacted by diabetes and have questions, the Barbados Diabetes Foundation has the answers.
It's always easier order to reverse diabetes, certainly control it properly and avoid complications if you at least know that you have it.
But it's just again to re-emphasize the importance of good diabetic care. And diabetic care involves really almost every part of the body. So it's your feet, your heart. But again, we're coming back to what our main focus is at this time is the eye care.
Eye exams, kidney checks, foot exams, these are all part of whole person diabetes care.
The Maria Holder Diabetes Center.